got something for you. We got something for you, you. It's something Megapod shiny. It's wrapped in Megapod plastic. Put on your Megapod jammy. It's time for Megapod-tastic. 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 Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I do not like this view of myself. I wish I was back further. I really wish I was back further. However, my seating puts me up too close. I don't like it, but it is what it is. My desk is only so wide. This is where my chair is. That's where the monitor is, and I'm stuck with it. I'm stuck being too close to the screen, closer than I would like to be. I would like to, like, that would be better. How's the sound? Because then I'm too far from the mic, aren't I? I don't know. But welcome. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Welcome to today, the day that my family celebrates as Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Normally on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, my family for dinner will have popcorn, jelly beans, pretzel sticks, and toast while we watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That's our Wednesday before Thanksgiving tradition. And, it's the way it goes. And that's tonight. I don't know what your Wednesday before Thanksgiving traditions are, but that's ours. So welcome to the show. I'm foolishly going head to head with John Campia today. This is usually the time he starts. So what a perfect time to go live, right? Up against one of the most popular movie shows on the internet. But this is when I had the time. So this is when we're going to do it. And I have a few stones I need to kill here. First things first, before we get to anything else, I have to do my review of the movie Thanksgiving. And I'm going to cut this segment out. So let's go with my theater coverage. We'll start with my theater coverage from when I went to see Thanksgiving. Then we'll come back here for my review of the film. One moment, please. Here we go. I lost the video. Hang on a second. There it is. Okay. All right, so that was my. There we go. That was my going into the theater. I've never done this live before, so playing back that footage looked very choppy. I don't think I'll be doing this again, but that's okay. You live and you learn. You try a few things. So, Grindhouse was a film that came out in '07, double feature, as I mentioned, and Thanksgiving was a fake trailer included in the movie Grindhouse. And I love this movie. I saw it several times in the theater in '07, and I always wanted to see Thanksgiving as a real movie. One of the fake trailers has already become a movie, Machete, and they made a sequel to Machete called Machete Kills. So this is the second fake trailer from Grindhouse to get a feature-length film. There's kind of another one. There's a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun, and that one also became a a feature, but that one wasn't a real trailer. That was actually on the movie Grindhouse. That was, I think, in some countries they put the Hobo with a Shotgun trailer. It wasn't in all countries. So Thanksgiving is the second trailer, fake trailer, to get a feature length film. And yeah, I said I was going to grab a poster. I grabbed a poster. So what did I think of it? Now, Grindhouse is like 14 years old now. So we waited 14 years for Thanksgiving. Was it worth the wait? I like this movie. I like this movie a lot. I really enjoyed it. It's fun. It's kind of goofy. It plays with Black Friday. It opens with a Black Friday gone mad. There's like a stampede on a Black Friday. Then everything takes place the next Thanksgiving. The repercussions. Some of the scenes from the fake trailer are in the new movie, such as the trampoline scene and the parade scene. They do recreate some of the scenes from the fake trailer. However, whereas the fake trailer is made to look like an old '70s film, this film is very much in the modern day. There's cell phones. It's definitely of today and not made to look like some old '70s movie. That might be a little disappointing. However, is it? Maybe that's a positive, and I'll tell you why. Like I said, Machete was turned into a full length film previously, and I don't like this movie. I really don't like this movie. I like the sequel, Machete Kills, much better than the first one. But Machete is so faithful to the fake trailer that I think it's to the detriment of the movie, because they had to construct a story around fake scenes. And that's not the best way to tell a story. The best way to tell a story isn't to start off with, well, we have to put this in it, this in it, this in it, this. You want the story to grow organically. And in being very devoted to the fake scenes they had already shot for Grindhouse, I don't feel this film works. It's kind of cool that they tried to keep everything the same as it was in the fake trailer, but I think it kind of hurts the movie. Whereas Thanksgiving, by not being so devoted to what came before in that fake trailer, it's a much better movie, I think. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Now, I did hear one reviewer say that they hope that when Thanksgiving comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, that they have a alternate cut of the movie as an option that is aged and made to look like old weathered films, so it has that Grindhouse feel. That would be a cool bonus feature to put on the Thanksgiving Blu-ray. But ultimately, Thanksgiving as it is a really, really fun movie, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. So if you and I'm not a huge Eli Roth fan. I should point that out. I'm really not a huge Eli Roth fan. So this is kind of some genuine praise for the film. I think it works well. I think it really works well. So I say check out Thanksgiving, and you probably won't be too disappointed. All right, one more review before we get to things. I was sent a review copy by Lionsgate of Saw X. Saw X on 4K disc. Now, I know you know me. I'm very much devoted to the theatrical experience. I like to see things in the theater. And Saw X, I did not see in the theater, and I didn't see Saw X in the theater on purpose. There's a reason I skipped Saw X in the theater. I know a guy who loves horror movies. He just loves horror movies. He's crazy about them. I've never heard him say a bad word about a horror movie. I'm talking direct to video schlock or the biggest uh, franchise studio horror films. It doesn't matter. You know, we're talking Nightmare on Elm Street to something that the Asylum puts out. If it's a horror movie, he never has a bad word to say about it. And the first horror movie I've ever heard him say anything bad about was Terrifier 2. He didn't like Terrifier 2. Literally the only horror movie I've ever heard him say something negative about. And he said Terrifier 2 went for gross out humor. It just went for shock value humor, and it wasn't good. Now, this guy who I've never heard say a bad word about a horror movie ever says skip Terrifier 2 because it's just gross out humor. So Saw 10 comes out, or Saw X. I'm not sure if we're supposed to call it Saw 10 or Saw X, but there were some headlines when this movie came out that said it was gorier than Terrifier 2 and that audiences needed barf bags. And I kind of saw that and said, well, I was told Terrifier 2 was nothing but shock value, gross out gore, and not worth my time. And if the Saw franchise is going for that, maybe I don't want to see Saw 10. So I didn't bother going. But in the meantime, the critics were praising Saw 10. The critics, the professional critics who have never liked a Saw movie, going all the way back to Saw 1, every Saw movie, 9 of them, 9 Saw movies, all of them are rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, except this one. For the first time in 10 films, the professional critics said this one is good. Now that gets you curious. That gets you curious when you're like, what the heck did they do in this Saw movie that even the professional critics are sitting there going, oh, no, this one? No, we're on board with this one. Got very curious. So Dave Perillo saw it. My friend Dave, he saw it. And I asked him, I said, was it especially gory? I read it was gorier than Terrifier 2. He said, no, it's no gorier than any other Saw movies. I don't know why somebody said that. It's literally no gorier than Saw 1 through 9. So I checked out the disc, sent to me by Lionsgate. Thank you to Lionsgate. And I got to agree with the professional critics. This is the best Saw movie ever made. This is the best Saw movie ever made. Chronologically, this takes place between Saw 1 and 2. And it's about Jigsaw, and spoiler alert for some old movies, Jigsaw dies in Saw 3. So this takes place before Saw 3. So Jigsaw's alive and well, played by Tobin Bell. And Jigsaw has cancer, and he goes and to Mexico because he hears about a miracle cure in Mexico. These doctors in Mexico say that they have this miracle treatment, they could save his life. And he goes, and it's a grift. It's a grift. And he goes after them. That's your premise. So what makes this movie better than any of the other Saw movies? Well, I'll tell you what I think it is. Jigsaw in the other Saw movies is the bad guy, but he's a sympathetic bad guy. You understand where he's coming from because he's a dying man. But that doesn't make the things he does right. But he's sympathetic. He's a sympathetic villain. In this one, they pit him against some people who were so loathsome and so evil and so hateful that for the first time in a Saw movie, you really have someone to root for. Jigsaw in this film, an anti-hero to be sure, but Jigsaw is kind of the hero of this film because the people he's pitted against, you hate so much. I really like this. I really like Saw 10. I can't recommend Saw 10 enough. This is the best Saw movie. It's on available now. You can get it now wherever you get your physical media. You can get it on 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever. It's also available digitally. But right now, you could pick up Saw 10, and I'm definitely recommending this one. I really liked Saw 10. Best of the Saw movies, in my opinion. And not just my opinion. A lot of the professional critics said that too. So there you go. Thank you to Lionsgate for sending me this review copy. You get the 4K disc. You also get the Blu-ray, and it comes with a digital code. So there you go. All right. Now that those reviews are out of the way, I guess we could talk about the main topics that I had on here. First of all, let's check in with the chat. I'm planning to trim out these segments, so I didn't want to bring any chat up right away. But I do see we have 24 comments in the chat. Let's see. Wow, a lot of comments. Okay, looks like a lot of people talking amongst themselves. RJ's here, says yesterday really sucked, huh? Yes, it did. RJ, if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to do so. Hang on a second, and I will get an invite for you. Anyone else who's on Team MME who has access to our StreamYard, hop right in. You know, you'll find the stream easy enough. It's not hard to find. So yeah, anyone who's on Team MME is more than welcome to join me. I'm not going to be on for too long, no more than an hour. But I do want to talk about a lot happened yesterday. There's been a lot in the news, and I felt I needed to talk about it. Yesterday, I felt defeated. Some of you may have seen me on Max's stream last night. I felt defeated by all the sad news. RJ says Jenna Ortega is dropping out of Scream 7 as well. I've heard that rumor. Has that been officially reported? I haven't heard it officially reported yet. A couple people are saying you can't hear me. You can't hear me? Can anybody hear me? I am muted. I don't appear to be muted. Give me a yay or nay in the video or in the chat. Is this? Oh, okay. I want my slaw says he hears me. There you go. Butts Unplugged wants to see a movie about me. That would be a real boring movie. Butts Unplugged. Be a real boring movie. Most of my time I'm just at work. And Jacob also says the new Saw movie was great. Yes, it was. I want my Saw says, why did they kill off Jigsaw? Well, they kept trying to find ways to bring Jigsaw back. It was like through flashbacks and stuff, and I don't know. Oh boy. So anyway, hey, Kingdom of Nerds is here. Come on in if you're free. Bruce Fur, love to have you here. So first things first, we got news yesterday that Muppets Mayhem was canceled after just one season. One acclaimed season on Disney Plus. This movie was popular the show was popular with the fans. Muppet fans really dug it. From what I understand, it performed fairly well on Disney Plus. It won awards. It was nominated for Grammy Awards for the soundtrack. It was nominated for some other awards. I don't have a list of the awards it was nominated for, but I do know it was nominated for several awards because I'm friends on Facebook with the brother of one of the performers, and he shared a lot of this. In fact, he's been on this stream before with us, Gene Barerra, who is Bill Beretta's brother. Bill Beretta's Dr. Teeth, and his brother Gene has been on the stream with us before. And Gene had been talking about some of the nominations they received, and it's wonderful. And Fans were happy. Muppet fans aren't always happy, but Muppet fans were happy with this. Disney has a track record of not quite knowing what to do with the Muppets, or when they do find something to do with the Muppets, it doesn't stick. Uh, take the 2011 movie, for example. The 2011 movie with Jason Segel, fantastic movie, and it was a hit. It was a hit for Disney, and they made a sequel, as they should. Muppets, the Muppets Most Wanted. Actually, the film was better than the 2011 film. The 2011 film was great, but Muppets Most Wanted was even better. But they released it at a weird time of year. They put it out. The first one came out during the Thanksgiving holiday. The second one came out in March, and up against what was it, Divergent, which now Divergent's like a distant memory, but at the time, that was a highly anticipated young adult thing along the lines of the Hunger Games. It was kind of being poised to be the next Hunger Games, and like all the young adult readers were crazy about that Divergent book. So whereas that series did fizzle out, that first movie when it came out was a big deal, and they put Muppets Most Wanted up day and date against Divergent, and it didn't work. The movie bombed at the box office. Not because it was a bad movie; it's a great movie, but day and date up against what was at the time kind of the equivalent of the Hunger Games, if you remember how big the Hunger Games was. And this is sort of the history of Disney and the Muppets. They don't quite know what to do. Then they do figure out what to do, and they somehow manage to bungle it, which is weird because they've done a really good job with Star Wars. They've done a really good job with Marvel. They've done an amazing job with Pixar. So it's like Disney knows how to utilize so much, but the Muppets, they can't quite crack the code on. So here we have it. Hit show dropped after a single year. It's heartbreaking and kind of infuriating, but there's a silver lining. The show Muppets Mayhem was co-created by Adam Goldberg, creator of the TV show The Goldbergs. And Adam Goldberg came out on Twitter yesterday and said that they do have a new Muppet project in the works that he's kind of knee deep in creating. There's obviously been a writer's strike on, so we haven't heard a lot of what's going on behind the scenes with Muppets Mayhem. But there's a part of me that hopes that it wasn't a cancellation so much as the Muppet performers wanted to do something else. Muppets Mayhem, as great as it was, functions just fine as a miniseries because the focus was squarely on the Electric Mayhem, not the other Muppets. That's right. That right off the bat, that's unusual. Kermit, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, they do not appear in this series. It's only the Electric Mayhem. And it's about the Electric Mayhem trying to record their first album, which they accomplish in the series. So it does function well as a miniseries. So when I hear Adam Goldberg say that that there's going to be another Muppet project that he's already working on, it makes me wonder if the Muppet performers sat down and said, well, we could do a season 2 of Muppets Mayhem, but that story's over. What if we do something different? What if we do a new project that involves more of the core Muppets, Kermit, Fozzie? That may be what's happening. Obviously, we're not going to know until we hear more about what's in the works. But I do hope that's what's happening here. Because as Max pointed out last night on the MME stream, puppetry on television has been having a hard time lately. We had the amazing Dark Crystal series on Netflix, Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, canceled after one season. We had a great show on Nickelodeon, which I'll be honest, I've never seen because it's still not on Paramount Plus, but I heard it was great. There was a show on Nickelodeon a couple years ago called The Barbarian and the Troll. Hear great things about it. I'm anxious to see it, but I had already cut the cord. I didn't have Nickelodeon anymore, so I kept thinking, well, this thing's going to come to Paramount Plus. It's been like 3 years, still hasn't come to Paramount Plus. But this show, The Barbarian and the Troll, was another show that I hear was great involving puppets. Canceled. Max had given us a talk show called Up Not Too Late with Elmo. Canceled, and all episodes pulled from Max. And there was on Disney Plus a talk show called Earth to Ned with that was the Jim Henson Company was behind. Canceled, all episodes pulled from Disney Plus. So puppetry on television and on these streamers in general has been having a rough time. There was also Muppets Now, which was the show they created during the pandemic. Was supposed to be a series of shorts, but then got edited into a half hour. That obviously didn't get a second season. So what's next for the Muppets? I don't know. But hopefully Adam Goldberg says they're working on something. Hopefully it's something great. Hopefully it's something that can go on for a while. Hey, I see Little Movie Perp is here. Come on in, Perp. Come join us, Perp. Join us. Little Movie Perp says Scream will be fine. Everyone said the same thing about the first core four. Scream is a franchise that is about horror films. That's it. That's what they need to be. And while I appreciate the Prescott arc, she is not Scream. No one character is. I half agree with you, Perp. I half agree with you. And that's a good segue. Let's talk about Scream. The other big news we got yesterday was Melissa Barrera, who plays Sam Carpenter in the Scream franchise, was fired from the Scream movies. And the reason she was fired was because she made some pro-Palestinian comments that were perceived to be anti-Semitic. Well, let me just say right up front, I don't stand for anti-Semitism. I have no tolerance for that kind of thing. But I read what she said, and unless there's something else that hasn't come forward yet, what I've seen doesn't seem anti-Semitic to me. In fact, I heard one YouTuber explaining it as she used a $ in the word Israel. She spelled out Israel, and she used a $. And apparently that was... hang on 1 second here. Hang on 1 second. The phone's ringing. We gotta...
Nope, I told you.
So, money? Is there money involved?
All right, let me try this again. We're going the other way.
Kira, show Daddy how to do it. That's it. Good job. Now get out of the way. Come back by Mommy. Oh, you did it!
Yo, Duque, pick up the phone.
Yo.
What's up?
Oh, look, it's Michael Myers. Oh, my God, it's true. Evil cries tonight. Oh, I thought it was just a catchphrase, but he really's crying. Cheer up.
Hey, William Cadd here. Believe it or not, you're listening to Megapodtastic. And we'll see you every week at the same time in the same place. Be there or be square.
All right, I'm sorry about that. The phone rang, and I had to answer that. So I apologize. That was unexpected. Anyway, what was I going to say? I was saying I sort of agree with Perp that the Scream franchise can survive losing a character. In fact, I've been very vocal that I do not want to see Sidney Prescott come back. I don't want her back. I would be disappointed if they brought Sidney Prescott back. And part of the reason is because it's not her story anymore. It used to be her story, and they passed the torch. They passed the torch with Scream 5, and Sam Carpenter became, by default, the new lead of this franchise. They called her the new Sydney. They made it big. Oh, you're the new Sydney. You're the new Sydney. And the torch was passed on to her. And she's our protagonist now. And she doesn't have to be our protagonist forever. I agree with Perp. They can replace her eventually. Just as Sydney's story ended, Sam's story can end. But I do feel that her character needs closure. With Sid, we got closure. She got a family. She got married. She has kids. To just go into a Scream 7 and Sam Carpenter is gone, I don't think that works. I don't think that works. I don't think it would have worked if you just went into Scream 3 and Sid was suddenly gone. I think her character needs some closure, and you could easily pass the torch on to a different character. But I don't think like this. I don't see it working like this. Also, I just don't think it's right. From what I've read, I don't think she said anything worth being fired over. This isn't like a Gina Carano situation where she had multiple offenses and was warned multiple times, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. This is just like a one strike and you're out type of thing. And from what I read, didn't even seem that bad. Anyway. Jacob says the franchise was dead for 11 years. This people from this generation likes this current cast of Scream. Without them, it's dead. Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't see how they recover from this. I think they have to backtrack. They have to apologize, get her back on board. And if it's true, RJ disappeared. RJ seems to have knowledge on the situation. I heard rumors Jenna Ortega is going to leave too. But if that is accurate, then they don't have a choice. They need to backtrack. They have to. Butts Up Plug says I've been rewatching Buck Rogers on DVD. All right. Buck Rogers, he sure likes cornhole. The game, Gil Gerard sure loves the game of cornhole. Jacob says it's not going to make 100 million without Jenna and Melissa. Agreed, but at the same time, I don't think it needs to make 100 million. They can make these movies fairly cheap, but I don't know. Herb said you said it's dead now. You're saying it won't make as much. I'm happy to agree with you in the latter. I think I'm coming in on a back and forth private conversation. Butts Unplugged says Scream has had its day. But this is the beauty of Scream, though, is that up till now, they really haven't had a bad movie. Scream 3 is the worst Scream movie. And even that isn't that bad. This is a franchise that has been resilient, really resilient. They've continually knocked it out of the park with the Scream franchise. So I don't know. You hate to see it end like this. Jacob says they wanted to revitalize it for a younger generation, and they did it, and now those fans are speaking up. But you know what? I honestly, I don't think this is going to stick. I really think that Paramount and Spyglass are seeing what's happening here, and I think they're gonna backtrack on this. I really do. Jacob says, Joe, thought on Joel McHale saying he's assuming the Community movie will begin filming next year. Great. Bring it on. I can't wait for the Community movie. I can't wait. Scream will always have its day because they are commenting on other horror films. They always have other horror movies to be influenced and have their tales. This next one would have been great too. Butts Unplugged says, has anyone told you look great in 4K? Well, thank you, but I don't even think I look like I'm in 4K. I look fuzzy to myself right now. The image I'm seeing of myself on this monitor looks really fuzzy. I don't know if it's looking better on YouTube, but I kind of think I look like garbage right now. So, yeah. Anyway, yesterday was a depressing day for movie news with the Muppets. Well, Muppets is television, but between the Muppets and Scream, it was a real bummer of a day. I feel like it was a real bummer of a day. Did get a little bit of good news, though. Did get a little bit of good news. We got news that there's a new Karate Kid movie coming. And I'd already heard, it had been previously announced that there was going to be another Karate Kid movie starring Jackie Chan in the Jackie Chan Karate Kid franchise. Heard that previously. So that's not a surprise. And frankly, I wasn't interested. I never saw the Jackie Chan Karate Kid movie. I'm not big on remakes. I'm really not big on remakes. They don't really interest me. I'll see some remakes, and there's some good remakes. I'll no question about it. There are some good remakes out there. The Fly is one that always comes to mind. Ocean's 11 was a pretty good remake. There are some good ones, but generally speaking, remakes don't interest me. And as such, the Karate Kid remake just didn't interest me. But now, so I hear a sequel to that. I didn't care. But I love Cobra Kai and I love the original series. So as soon as they came out and said, hey, guess what? Karate Kid sequel, Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Miyagi's Mr. Han teaming up together, coming together in the next one. You got me. You got me hook, line, and sinker. I am in. And it went from a movie that, quite frankly, I didn't care about to a movie I am legit excited about. And you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch the Mr. Miyagi or the Jackie Chan Mr. Han movie now. Because now it's not really, I mean, I guess it still is a remake, but it's less of a remake because it's in the same universe, right? That's the question too. How much of it is a remake? Is it telling the same story? I know it's about a kid that goes to China, but it looked like it was telling the same story from the trailer. Like they show him trying to catch the fly with the chopsticks. We see that in the trailer for the Jackie Chan movie. Like, is it the same story? Because if it's the same story, it's going to be a little weird that the same events happened in two different places. But I don't know. We're going to find out, I guess. Film Goblin says, do I think Superman Legacy looks too crowded with all the characters being in it? Well, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think there's such a thing as a too crowded movie. It all depends on the script. It all depends on the script. Like, you get a movie like Spider-Man 3, and people complain about Spider-Man 3 and go, oh, it had too many characters in it. But then you'll get a movie like The Dark Knight, which has the same amount of characters in it, and people like it. It's always about the script. In the Avengers movies, obviously, they juggled a million superheroes. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at all. Perp says Jackie Chan should be directing awesome action movies starring a hand-picked protege. It's such a shame the man doesn't want to be behind the camera. Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Lisa says, never watched the Jackie Chan Karate Kid movie, and I'm a huge Karate Kid fan. But that's the question, Lisa. Will you now? Will you watch it now, knowing that his character is going to team up with Daniel LaRusso? And that's the other question. Is Johnny going to be there? Let's face it, Cobra Kai, the most popular character, I think, to come out of Cobra Kai was Johnny Lawrence. Johnny Lawrence may have been the bad guy in the original film, but he's the guy everybody loves now after Cobra Kai. So you kind of got to bring him back too, don't you? And if this is continuity-wise after Cobra Kai, why wouldn't he be there? I don't know. I'm excited. Well, in any event, I'm going to wrap things up. We're at 40 minutes. Had a few things to say. Wanted to chime in on the Marissa Barerra situation, which I am not happy about. I wanted to chime in about the Muppet situation, which I'm disappointed about, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that this isn't the end, but a transformation. I'm hoping maybe we're not getting Muppets Mayhem season 2, but maybe we're getting a season 1 of Muppets something else. Who knows? Who knows? Time will tell, and I look forward to finding out. One more thing I do want to say: tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and if you're looking for something great to watch for Thanksgiving, I got a movie for you. A movie you may have heard of, a movie you may not have heard of, but it's streaming on Disney Plus. You can watch it right now on Disney Plus. In 2015, a movie was made for, of all channels, Lifetime. Yes, that's right, Lifetime, television for women. A movie called Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow, starring Mary Steenburgen, the rapper Ludacris, and well, they were the only name actors. A bunch of kids and Canadian actors that I don't know the names of. But it was a great little family film. It's got some puppets in it. It's a Henson production, and I don't think a lot of people know about Turkey Hollow. And I think part of the problem is a Jim Henson family film probably didn't belong on the Lifetime channel. Like why was Lifetime showing that? I don't know. But now it is on Disney Plus. And if you haven't seen it before, you can check it out on Disney Plus. And I promise you, it's delightful. I just watched it again the other day, and it's a fun movie. Directed by Kirk Thatcher, who directed Muppets Haunted Mansion, directed Muppets Letters to Santa, directed the It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas Movie. Kirk Thatcher has a long history with the Muppets. A lot of you may know him as the punk on the bus from Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. He was the punk with the boombox that Spock gave the neck pinch to. He went on to write and direct several Muppet projects. So the punk on the bus from Star Trek IV made this wonderful little Thanksgiving movie called Turkey Hollow. And you can watch it now on Disney Plus, and it's worth your time. And what else was I going to say about Kirk Thatcher? I was going to say something else about Kirk Thatcher. I don't remember. Oh, he also made Muppets Wizard of Oz. Don't hold that against him. Not the finest Muppet movie. Not the finest Muppet movie. Lisa says, I have to try rewatching Turkey Hollow. I watched it on the wrong mindset and thought it was weird and random, Ludacris in the Woods. I liked Ludacris in the Woods. I thought he was fun. Ludacris basically plays the narrator in the film. I really like it, man. Why would you put a Jim Henson family film on the Lifetime channel? Like, who thought that was a good idea? I don't know, man. I don't know. Apparently, and I didn't know this, but apparently Lifetime is co-owned by the Walt Disney Company. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. So apparently Disney has some ownership over Lifetime. Who knew? Not me. All right, guys. That's all I got for you today. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. And until next time, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. I know we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.